Earlier you said this gives you an idea of the extent that they'll go to do these things. So in your mind, who is they? I mean, that's a common question. Many people have their theses about who they are, but in this particular case, maybe even with the Vegas shooting, like, is this some?
So the Vegas shooting is different. Vegas shooting, CIA is caught flat-footed. They have no idea what's going on. No idea at all. Everybody who had anything to do with the Vegas shooting planning speaks Arabic. All right. So if you don't speak Arabic and your name doesn't end in bin something, you had nothing to do with it. Okay. So the guy's girlfriend, the guy from Australia, none of them have anything to do with it. This was Saudi Arabian National Guard is about 150,000 people. So it's a private army for the Saudi family that's about 150,000 strong. Within the Saudi Arabian National Guard, there's a handful of people who are kind of ultra conservative right wing Saudis that have allegiance to Wahhabism. And Wahhabism is one of the most fundamental of the sects. And some have said it's somewhat brutal. And some of these Wahhabi fundamentalists also become sympathizers with Al Qaeda and Al Qaeda concepts. And so, if you've got people within the Saudi Arabian National Guard that are sympathetic to Al Qaeda and don't believe that a 31-year-old should be the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, and that it's more appropriate for it to be, the kingdom. These are the keepers of Mecca, right? So when you're the king of Saudi Arabia, you're in charge of these holy sites. You're in charge of Mecca. You're in charge of Medina. So as that responsibility is huge. When they give that to a 31-year-old, people kind of freak out. Guys like Al Walid bin Talal, other senior cousins, they're all descendants of Ibn Saud. They're all direct descendants of Ibn Saud. So you got uncles and cousins and nephews here, all of whom are direct descendants. So they've all got legitimate claims to the throne. And, it's kind of a game of swords with these guys. This is a ruthless thing. They kill each other because basically the king of Saudi Arabia is one of the wealthiest people, if not the wealthiest person on the planet, worth trillions and trillions of dollars. So when Mohammed bin Salman was tapped to be the new crown prince, it seems that there were people within the Sang that were rather upset. Well, the CIA gets caught flat footed. This is all Saudi stuff. This is internal Saudi politics. The CIA gets caught flat footed. Sang pilots and commandos training at Boeing helicopter abscond with half a dozen helicopters, 4, 5, 6 helicopters one night, and show up in Las Vegas in order to kill Mohammed bin Salman. And it turns out that Jamal Khashoggi helped plan and fund it. And Jamal Khashoggi was killed on the 1 year anniversary of the Las Vegas shooting to the minute. To the minute. Jamal Khashoggi showed up at the at the Saudi embassy in Turkey at 8 o'clock in the morning, October 2nd, 2018. Well, 8 a.m. in Turkey on October 2nd is 10 p.m. in Las Vegas, October 1st. He arrived at the Saudi embassy at the exact moment that the shooting began in Las Vegas. 1 year to the day, to the minute. And by 10:15 p.m., Jamal Khashoggi didn't have any fingers left. His hands had been removed, his ears and his tongue cut out. Jamal Khashoggi was dead by 10:20 p.m. Las Vegas time, October 1st, 2018. Cut into a whole bunch of pieces and filmed to show the other members of the family. This is what happens. Who
That's
wants to
insane.
play? Right? Who wants to play games? You want to keep playing games? This is what we did to your brother Jamal. And by the way, yeah, the appetizers, yeah, that was your brother Jamal. That moose you had, that was him. And everybody vomits, and then they arrest everybody. This is ruthless, man. They kill each other. They kill their cousins. They kill their nephews. They don't care. You're talking about a level of wealth that is unbelievable. I mean, MBS paid $500 million for Salvador Mundi, right? The Leonardo da Vinci painting of Jesus Christ. $450 million. And he hung it in his $300 million yacht. You want to talk about rolling?
Yeah. Let's talk
He's
about a
got
message.
he's got $300 million yacht, and he pays $450 million for the Leonardo da Vinci painting of Jesus Christ, and he hangs it in the yacht.
And the official Western narrative was that Khashoggi was simply a journalist that the royal family did not agree with. And so I've definitely stumbled across your Saudi theory on the internet over the years, and it's the one because there was in now we're back to Vegas, but like there was multiple helicopters shooting from multiple angles, and they were trying to catch him
And
while he
before
was
he
in
came
Vegas.
to America, yeah, before he came to America, and before he started working at the Washington Post, he was the number two guy at the GIP. The GIP is the General Intelligence Presidency in Saudi Arabia. It's their CIA. He was the number two guy there. So he's been in intelligence his whole adult life. And he was the number two guy to Al-Walid bin Talal in a Fox thing. They were going to do something with Murdoch, and he was working with Al-Walid. So he's been right-hand guy to Al-Walid bin Talal. He was a number two guy at the GIP. And then they tell you he's a journalist at the Washington Post? Come on. Yeah, that's like saying, "Hi, I'm James Bond. I'm with the New York Times." It's like, it's like, okay, yeah, really? You're a journalist? Weren't you like the number two guy at the CIA and from Saudi Arabia for like 20 years? Oh, yeah, but now I thought it'd be fun to write stories. Okay. No, he's not a journalist. He's the number two guy at Saudi intelligence, right? And he gets chopped up 1 year to the minute of the Las Vegas shooting. It's not a coincidence. Maiteb bin Abdullah, the head of the Saudi Arabian National Guard at the time, he was imprisoned. And Mohammed bin Nayef, the recipient of the George Tenet Award from the CIA for cooperation and counterintelligence and all that other happy horse shit from the CIA, he was put in prison. So the people that the Obama administration, the Hillary Clinton State Department were embracing were the people that tried to kill MBS, and MBS had to imprison. So all of her buddies over there are the people that tried to kill MBS. Now, FBI doesn't know this the night of. All right, so the night of, Sheriff Lombardo and all those goons, right, they all show up. And when they get into the room 32 and 35, they're all looking at each other because the window's not broken. And they realize, how the hell do you shoot up a concert and don't break the window? It's like you can't. The windows don't open. So they're looking at each other like, this can't be the guy. And then you hear on the headset, hey guys, it looks like we got another room with a broken window. And we see people moving around. Is that you? Like, no, that's not us. So there's another room with a broken window? At the Four Seasons upstairs. Who owns the Four Seasons? Al-Walid bin Talal at the time, 45%. And Bill Gates on the other 45. But Al-Walid has the ability to just say to MBS, listen, October 1st, 2017 is the Muslim holiday of Ashura. It's their equivalent of Passover. They tell the kids the story of Exodus. I don't know if you know that Muslims celebrate sort of the same thing with different names. It's like they're on board with the Old Testament. So all the Exodus, Genesis stuff, Old Testament stuff, they're on board. So they tell their kids the story of Exodus. They call it Ashura, not Passover. And they don't do it at the same time as the Jews do it. They do it at different times of the year. So October 1st, 2017 is Ashura. And that's when you tell the kids the story of Exodus and Moses and the river and the pyramids and the Sphinx. And they've got a pyramid and the Sphinx right out the window. So our lead says to MBS, bring the kids, bring the wife, bring the whole entourage. What better place to tell the kids the story of Exodus than with a pyramid out the window and a Sphinx out the window? I insist. I'm going to give you the whole wing. You take the whole north wing, take the whole thing, 35 to 40, all 5 floors. Bring your whole entourage.
Hey, you. Do you still have your Bitcoin on an exchange? Don't hold your Bitcoin on an exchange. Take it into self-custody. If you're looking for an easy way to do that, we have the BitKey. BitKey is Bitcoin made easy to use and hard to lose. Take the first step, get your Bitcoin off the exchange. Check out the link in the show notes. That'll get you 20% off your BitKey, or use the code TFTC20 at checkout.